got no problems with playing in it, licking it. If it's clean, then I go ahead and do whatever I need to do.
So I got Mariah here on this phone. Mariah. Mike don't understand. Tell him, baby.
What don't I understand? I'm older than both of y'all.
But Mike, you have not had more men than me.
You so damn. Well, that's probably true. That's
probably
true. That's true. I stopped myself, Mariah. I stopped myself. You're right. You're true. That you're right. You're right. You're right.
You know, my sister gets it in.
Exactly. She got it in, and she had a caliber that I would never be able to pull. Yes, I will say that.
See, I have to be the leading example to my sister, my black women, that, baby, we have to own our sexuality. Let the man call you a whore, a hoe, whatever those things. I don't care, baby, because they do it to white women get called that, baby, and they get married, wifed up, get all those things. You better start learning how to be like the white woman in that type of situation.
Yes. That'd be
well, actually, you know what? I'm going to give them less credit. And how about let's just take control of ourselves and take control of our own narrative. I'm not giving them that kind of credit.
I love that.
We got our money. We need to do our own things.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna give them that kind of credit to make any of my power to being mayonnaise adjacent.
Exactly, because it's mayo. It's getting very mayo.
So
mayo.
So we're gonna tell Mike, listen up, Mike. You get ready to get wholehearted right here, because I have somebody that's going to back up this.
Okay.
But tell Mike how men do not tell this no. They do all the things.
I know that. I've never said. I don't know why she's even going. I never said they'd say that. So I don't get it.
Mike and Mariah knows the DC girls. Mike, I sit up and gag at these men because they sit around here and have wives, girlfriends.
Yes.
And they be telling my good family in the DC, baby, when can I come get gutted out?
Chill.
And I be say the thuggish niggas to the business to all the kinds, and I be sitting there looking like
they be ready.
Yes, they do be ready.
Did y'all hold on? I don't know because it cut off right before I think my comment or right after my comment had posted. I was just like, do y'all know the thugs be some of the first ones to toss it up?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I have witnessed it on many occasions, baby. Them thugs get down and bust it wide open. This thug nigga came and goes in his mouth, baby, and had a jock strap on, baby, and busted all the way open. Okay,
but know that he got a jock strap on.
But see, there was this one though. There was this one.
Get into fetishes.
But see, there was this one that was because I saw somebody made a comment talking about, oh, well, if they was in prison, baby, that has nothing to do with your sexual position, especially your voluntary sexual position.
Exactly.
It didn't start by going to prison.
No. Because guys in prison who opt out of that, you do it because you want to do it.
Right. I'm like, you got to be in some tough places to be forced like that.
Exactly. Like you got like life and you know you ain't getting out, then I get it. If it's life and you ain't getting out 50 years, you know you ain't getting out on good behavior, I can see it. Because if you ain't got nothing else.
It's motherfuckers that get charged and do it and then be out on a bond and they motherfucking. So why do you have to even have the narrative that a person who got life and never getting out, it's okay for them to do it because they're not getting out? It's some of them that won't even do it then on both sides, men or women. So let's not do that to that type of situation.
Well, we constantly add like loophole narratives to things.
Yes.
It's just like constantly it was just like, oh, he ain't gay, he's bisexual, so as long as he like, the puss is still fine. But then
I don't give you a pass though.
No. But I'm talking about mainstream, not necessarily. Yeah. Not necessarily us personally, but everybody outside looking in, or even sometimes because we've adopted a whole lot of ideologies from our straight counterparts,
Right.
it's that same thing. It's like, oh, it's all, oh, well, he's still like to get the goodies. Uh,
Exactly.
it's just like, oh, okay, so there's hope for him, or oh,
Exactly.
I can change it a
But
little
that's
bit.
why they ride the fence, because they like, oh well, at least but he does do both, so it's still hope for him.
Hmm.
Because they always want to feel like, up if you get mine, I can turn you back straight, quote unquote. Because that's the big narrative. I can turn you back straight if I give you if I gave him some of mine, I can turn him back straight.
Baby, I promise you, as much as people,
One
I'm happy
dick.
that people think that their stuff is gold, but
Right.
baby, you are not that part of nobody's rainbow.
Can I
At
can I
all.
can I say this, ladies? You know how you are when you get some dick. What the fuck you think your man gonna do? Dick. What's that song Tamar said? That dingling not go. Let me tell you something. Getting plowed, being the bottom. It's power in being the bottom, baby. But baby, the top got the power too. And once you motherfucker let somebody top you,
It's over.
Well, first of all, it's yin
ain't
and
no pussy
yang to
in the
me.
world is gonna ever make him not want to get somebody, because it's a power thing. When you get, if a person that's in power all the time, when they get in the bedroom, they want to give up the power. So once they get a hit of that good dick, that good D,
Well, it's a contrast. It's like people who are constantly having to be the aggressor or having to constantly be the authority figure. Like it's a chance for them to kind of release and relinquish a lot of that responsibility, a lot of that power, and a lot of that authority, and to
Mm.
be able to be vulnerable. So it's a whole lot of psychology that goes in with it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely, 100%. And plus, they're already in a box, and then with the stress and the constraints, especially being in the black community, it's like they want to give that up, and once they give it up, baby, they giving it up.
that's why it's so important. That's what, and this is my opinion as well. I think it needs to be a common thing now for everybody to be able to talk about who they had and all those things.
Yeah,
Because when y'all stop trying to vilify these trans women and these gay men for telling their sexual encounters with so-called DL straight men.
baby, did you see Darren said that Mariah levels us out, Shannon? I like Mariah on the panel because it levels Shannon and Mike out.
Hold on, I can't. Hold on, I gotta refresh these comments. How do you refresh? Because mine aren't coming up anymore.
um, it's what was I saying? Because
Go ahead, Buzz.
what I was just saying. Somebody bring it
No,
back.
okay, vilifying the people when they are calling people out.
Oh yeah. So I think it should become normal, because that will also to stop the killing. Y'all don't
Yeah,
understand the reason why that people killing them, because they're threatening their manhood.
right.
And this goes for the African American community. The only way that those men can get a piece of their manhood back, so that they can hold their head up, is to kill. They are animals.
Yes, I
So
agree.
as society stop putting that noose around their neck, a lot of these killings will stop.
Yeah, I agree. Mariah,
Hello
your
there.
comment stopped is because it's so stupid. You got to go. Did you do the update? Had to go and come back out. Go
Oh,
out and
okay,
come back. And because that's what the comments, it won't
okay.
read.
I'll do that real quick. I'm gonna come back in. Shannon, add me again.
Okay, okay. Have you ever considered dabbling in BDSM? Uh, yeah.
Up, no, up, up.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. See, I tell the truth, and I've seen this is my brother, who is the pioneer of voguing, of dramatic vogues. Is my brother and my family.
Mhm.
And he always tell me, Shannon, your thought, you just think like the typical Black woman when it comes to these issues, especially with issues with gay Black men and stuff. And I've had to, and I'm thankful and I'm glad. I think what we all have to do in society, we all have to sit and listen and be able to understand somebody else. I've had to understand Black gay males in a big way. And I'm thankful. That's one good part about being in ballroom that has allowed me to understand. Okay, I'm going to add you that, to understand that. And so I sit back and I watched, I've learned, I've listened, I've seen everything.
Yes, I've seen a lot too.
But Mike, you got a whole lot to see that you haven't seen.
I've seen a lot. There's not, I can't, there's only one scenario I imagine that you've seen that I have.
Mike, I could tell you some scenarios you probably never had.
That you think I've never had. But until we talk about it, we don't know.
Mariah, I'll take it back to you. When motherfucking the Velvet Room was on Chamblee Tucker in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, wherever, it wasn't in Atlanta. What is that out there? Whatever.
If it's a strip club.
That's fine.
It was a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the strippers, all of us, bitch, all of us was out, and we had Mariah with us up in the straight club. Did we not?
Down.
Did I not pull the man from the VIP section? It was his
and they were very generous with their beverages.
With their beverages, thank you. Did we not pull him back to the house with all of us in a room in a round circle? And we pimped this little bitch ass out.
Yeah.
We used to carry with one of my other sisters.
Yeah.
You know who.
I'm sure. Yeah, what's it called? Yeah. What's it called? Used to give those scenarios all the time with Jazz and, Rico and all that. They used to tell me all that stuff that would go down. I didn't partake in any of that.
See,
so yeah,
I'm generous with the girls. I will pull them in and I'll let everybody get, because they're a party piece.
They're a party.
It's a party favor.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. And I said this, and Mariah, now you're on the thing. Sweetie, I have never had a man that tell this no. They will do any and everything just to try to get at this.
So
Mariah,
have you ever considered
Washington, D.C., I've seen men get fucked by another man in his ass just to get a piece of me. Well, baby, you can't get me after you do that.
You such a setup, girl. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, so somebody asked me, do I get into bonding?
BDSM?
Yes, the BDSM.
But I admire it. I just don't have, I guess, the assertiveness, or I just don't like inflicting pain. If that does, yeah.
See, I do. I get into it, and I will love inflicting pain. Not too much pain, but enough. I don't want to see no blood or nothing like that. But I will put welts on you. I would do that for the right amount of money. I had somebody want to pay me $1,000 to do it, but I didn't do it because I was just like, I'm not going over here to do that by myself, But I had it in me, huh? What'd you say?
$1,000. That's like a category in the ballroom. How much? Oh no, but we only got to do it for 5 minutes.
No, it was only 5 minutes. Like, he just wanted me to do it, and I was like, I would have, but I was like, you know what? I got this money, this first little money. I'm not going back over there to do that, to do all that.
So Mike, you're a sex worker.
No, but I will do it on the side if the money's right. I mean, baby, I'm not too bougie. I'm not too good. If the money's right, I'll dabble.
Baby, I'm doing a split on stage anyway, so I'm
exactly. So I'm like, if somebody want to pay me $1,000 I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. What about babies is in here? August is in here. He's like, damn, but I like my nipples pinched. I nibble and stuff, But I'm saying when it comes down to like the hardcore bondage and stuff,
Yeah,
I
I
don't have
don't.
that capacity for that.
Yeah,
I
like
appreciate
I,
that talent because that's a whole nother skill set.
yeah, like I can tie you up, I can whip you, I can do all that, but light core, like
But if
middle,
someone want
like
to,
not
I'll.
heavy. I can't do no heavy. It got to be
I'm an actress. I can do anything.
I know that. I know that for a fact, baby. We pulled
Long,
up,
right?
baby. My sister, honey, she,
mhm.
she baby.
Like
Y'all better not give her like a SAG card and a role, honey. She will execute it. Just she will execute it like Alec Baldwin.
see, okay, yeah,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
baby,
But
yeah, Judy,
and I don't miss.
yeah. Neither does he. Yeah, we.
You
Yeah.
need more of these party piece stories. Oh baby, you couldn't handle these party piece
Oh,
stories.
oh yeah, no, that's a book. That's a whole that
That,
would be a
that's
book.
that's
And
part
you
of the
could,
book.
Baby, the party pieces. Whew. I heard so many stories about the
I
party.
like I'm with you, Mike.
Thank you.
No,
Yes.
y'all gotta stop being here for Mike. I'm feeling some
Now
way.
you need to stop being a. You need to stop being a hater. You need to stop being.
Mike, how about this? I'm gonna cash up you real quick. Go ahead and DM me what I need to see real quick.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, Mariah. Look. So
Craft. We got whole craft service.
craft service.
Shannon, you know you seriously have a problem, right?
I
Craft.
took look, I said I got some healthy.
Uh,
Girl, now she got the pudding cups in the drawer. You supposed to
yeah.
refrigerate those.
No, they don't have to.
Oh,
Got the
Oh,
unicorn.
you want a
Got
unicorn?
the unicorn one.
Let me get a unicorn sticker.
no.
Ah, that's the late night munchies. Ah,
Shannon,
yeah.
I'm about to talk to you about all them snacks and that recent trip you just had.
Exactly.
Oh
And
my god,
in the re-up, Mariah. In the re-up.
Girl.
baby,
What city you in?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna let you text you when I come to LA. I'm gonna send it to you before I get there. So we
Okay.
out.
Well, what you call it? One of my gigs, we just had to postpone, so I'm going to be here through Halloween. So when you leave,
It's gonna be after that. So
okay.
I'm gonna get there on the 3rd.
Oh, perfect. I'll be here,
Okay.
Come
and
on.
and then
Oh,
and then within the next 2 weeks, I'll see you again.
come on, West Coast.
Not food stamps.
Oh,
Sure,
somebody who's
ain't
there?
nobody doing that hustle no more.
And
Oh,
we should find them because that's against the law.
and we are law about abiding citizens on this live. We are law abiding citizens. Okay.
At least until I slap the shit out of somebody again.
Oh,
So
part.
much to the comic book ball. Thank you.
Shannon's not.
You was there,
Oh,
Mariah, too. You
I
had
was there, looking like a muppet when nobody else came in yellow.
uh,
who? You had on yellow.
The last comic book ball, yeah, that was our.
I had on yellow too.
Well, you had a sunset. You had a full sunset.
I had all the colors. So, oh, what is the oh yeah, so we was talking about Floyd Mayweather too. I don't know if we finished that. How I was telling them the little boy wanted to try to say Floyd. He had his nails popped, and he asked Floyd for a picture. And Floyd said in the video, "No, I ain't taking no pictures with no boy with no man with no nail polish on his hands."
and the security guard pushed him.
That's the security at that time. Floyd, one thing that I appreciate, one and see, You could have had an argument if Floyd would have called you out your name disrespectfully. He just said what he wasn't going to do. And he has every right to doing that. Mariah, how many times have
First, okay, yes, he has every right to deny that, but your security, your whole team is still a reflection of you,
yes,
Exactly.
and that assertion, overexertion of physical
was unnecessary?
is completely unnecessary. And the fact that he didn't check his security on that, because that person still paid to come see him.
He needs to sue for that push of the security.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, I definitely would.
Don't call him a homophobic. Get back at the assault security pushing you. But that man has every right to deny your photo. He has every right to not want to take a picture with you if that's not in conducive with what he likes.
Right, because no shade. If somebody comes and tries to take a picture with me with a MAGA hat on, I ain't doing it.
Exactly.
But what my people aren't going to do is assault you. They're going to tell you to keep it moving. Thank
And
you.
you don't have the right to sit there and be belligerent to the person because they don't want to take a picture with you. That's why we have so many people get killed, because people deny you something and you want to get offended and get mad at something. Just walk off. Be given. I won't support them. The best way to get back at somebody is stop supporting them.
And you
Exactly.
know what? That's the worst problem that our community has, because we are. So, it's almost like, what is it? Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yes.
It's like we so want the approval of the people who have oppressed us on so many different gauges and so many different levels. It's ridiculous. From the white folks wanting to, again, that's why I wanted you to change the narrative and the verbiage of, I ain't trying to be like no rich white woman. No, bitch, fuck that. They're not a premium in no sense of the sense of the word in my book. So it's
Exactly.
just like, they didn't give me a gauge to do anything. Um, and then also we're looking for like that the machismo heterosexual black man to be like, ooh, we gonna support
Exactly.
his music, and he keeps slapping our community in the face like
Exactly.
every chance they get, but they're still buying the music,
Yes. See, I
And
still
stopped.
doing.
I'm
this is
done.
or they do it to y'all who try to push yourself on them. Baby, I'm here to tell y'all, Mariah done been with me in multiple settings. And I've had the most thuggers of the thuggers, the most rappers of the rappers. Mariah in drags. Oh, can I get a picture? Can I speak? Can I get you a drink? From the white men to
Oh,
all the black men. So y'all, is when you lay back and you ain't worried about all of that, I've seen it. People will respect you more versus you trying to throw yourself on them. Stop being want to be a part of them. Just be you.
Be you, but see, and then also
oh.
it's just choose who you choose to support, and then don't see them for who they are and how they've treated you and with who they
Hmm.
told you that they are.
Exactly.
And
Because
you giving it a, you have right, believe them.
it only took Naomi Campbell when I was 18 to go up and us asked her for a picture or stand. We didn't even ask her for a picture. Actually, we just stood in front of her and she ignored the hell out of us. I was like, baby, I will never experience that ever again in my life. So after that, Naomi shut it down. I never asked anybody for a picture. I was like, nothing. And we didn't even ask her for a picture. We were just standing in front of her, like saying how beautiful she was and how she treated us. I was like, I would never ask anybody for nothing after that. So Naomi set the bar for me at 18 that I said I would never again ask anybody for anything.
Yeah, that dismissive energy is just like, baby,
Yeah. Like
nobody,
so dismissive.
you
So
only get
dismissive.
like, you only
Like
get
Jay
a
Z,
half a second
Jay
to
Z
do it.
didn't even want to say excuse me, Mariah. He didn't even want to say excuse me. We were at the fashion show because I used to model and I got my friends in, and we went to Sean Combs Diddy's first fashion show. So it was bleachers or whatever that they had us on. So it was one way down. So I didn't realize I was blocking the path. So I'm talking to my friends and we're like, oh yeah, this and that. We just met Lil Kim, she was very nice, lovely. And I turn and Jay Z is looking up in the air, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm unblocking you. Instead of him just saying, hey, excuse me, man, can I get past you? He was looking in the air and waited. I was just like, are you freaking serious? So you too good to say, excuse me? Like,
Um,
really?
the baby said, "What happened to compassion, though? That type of situation. Why would you need compassion for somebody else? Do you have compassion for them?"
From Floyd Mayweather? Is he talking about Floyd Mayweather?
I,
I
I, like, I
discussion.
need context. I saw the comment, but I didn't know what they were asking about.
Yeah, what are they talking about? Compassion for what? I'm assuming it's the Mayweather situation
Mm-hmm.
because it was a young person asking him for a picture and he didn't have any compassion.
Oh, I'm not going to try to figure it out until they repost. Um, I just don't have the capacity to try to figure out what people are typing if it's not in context. But ultimately, it really is start seeing people for who they are, and you decide where you spend your money.
I
And
meant
then, but see, the thing is,
See, my comments stopped, so I don't know.
I meant these celebrities. Did they sell their compassion for dollars? Well, they
well,
never had compassion in the first place, darling.
not all celebs, no shade. Like there has been
Rihanna has it.
some amazing
You
energy.
feel
There's
like
been,
Lil Nas is faking what? Being gay?
I think that we're so used to people hiding who they are and how they
Mhm.
want to express themselves. Then when people are being genuine, you don't know what that looks like. You don't know what that feels or sounds like.
Right. But no, I will say I do think Tyler, the creator, is pretending to be gay. I will say that.
And what has he got out of it?
Who, Tyler, the creator?
Yeah.
Well, he had backlash from his Cherry Bomb album and stuff that he did internationally. So now he came out, oh, I'm bi. But very much,
So the American market. Okay, so what
yes.
they're doing more out of the box stuff in an international market, and then when it blows over to the American market, they have to try to justify it, and
Exactly.
they're
So he
hopping
had to
on.
justify it. So if I start painting my nails and acting and saying I'm bi, I can get over that backlash to happen, and then nobody will say anything because I can just say, "Oh, I fit. I can check this box. I'm bi because I get my fingernails polished and all that." But we know what you did with that album and when you were international and with the stuff that you said.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know Tyler the creator. I don't follow him.
no,
Um,
me
so
either.
I can't. I know who Lil Nas X is, or what my
Little
friend
nasty.
called Lil Nasty X. Yes, I love. Let me tell you something. I love what Lil Nas X is doing. I support it wholeheartedly. I love it because what he's doing is, and it's more important. What I love it so much was his most important part. It is calling the African American community out on that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about nothing else. It's just like racism. In order for racism to start, white people have to call white people out on it. Black people don't have to say nothing. We can't stop. Clearly, we can't stop racism. We haven't.
Right.
It ain't hurt people. The people's races have to call their own race out on it. And we as black people, as we have faults. And one of the faults that we have is the whole LGBT thing. We got to get on the bandwagon since always want to be sitting at the table with your counterpart. We got to learn how to get with it like they got with it. And
Yeah.
we have to really call our own community out on our own bullshit. I've always been a big believer in.
Mm-hmm. Because if to me, if you're wrong, you're wrong,
Period. Yeah.
And
and
what is this?
we
I
have to.
word queer. I will never get comfortable with that. It's just like the F bomb. Like, why? I'm like, oh.
I don't
Some
get it.
people like it. Some people like to be called queer. Like that's what they identify with.
I
Well,
will
I know
never.
for a fact that it wasn't. I wasn't being chased on the playground being called tranny or non-binary person. I was being called queer, sissy, and faggot. That's what I was being called.
Yeah.
So somebody calling me queer, I'm not queer, sweetie. I'm not your sissy. And I'll show you how a faggot acts if you keep playing with me.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just like yeah. But to each their own. But just you're just not gonna call me queer. I'm not queer. Like that was a term I consider, like how some of the girls you think that tranny's a slur. I think that queer is a slur, so we can have that debate all day. But I also like to have roundtables so everything is in context instead of just going back and forth with people online.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, no.
But people have gotten so comfortable with saying that, and it's like you didn't even ask somebody, is that offensive to them? Because y'all, it's offensive to a lot of people. I think it's offensive. It's just no difference as I'm not going to, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna give it the same context. Like when I go to international nightclubs and a rap song come on and it says nigga, baby, let me tell y'all something. I tell you my presence, if you're not black and you say nigga in my face, I'm gonna punch you in your face, man or woman. Don't do it
Hmm.
with. I don't care who you are. Do not
And then,
me.
even if you are part of the black community, don't refer to me as that. Period.
And y'all give people a pass with that. No,
Mm-mm.
it's never acceptable. It's very offensive, and that's why I won't be going into a LGBT circle calling somebody queer. It's offensive.
Well, some people like I know people who that
So if
prefer
one
to call
thing,
queer.
the same, let me, and I'm gonna tie it in the same way that y'all, some trans people feel that Dave Chappelle disrespected you. You felt offended. You have every right to be offended. We're not gonna take that from you. The same way, if somebody tell you they're offended by that word, don't use it.
It's simple communication.
Yeah, and that's usually what people will tell you what they like to be called and referred to as. It's as simple as that.
Because, girl,
I didn't see, and that's you see how times have changed. Somebody said I didn't know people thought queer was offensive. Baby, queer is a very offensive.
To certain people, it's not offensive
But
to me.
see, but if you're 80s and above, it's offensive because
It's
I
not offensive to me.
twig, queer, F, all those are derogatory words. Just because y'all have come along now and try to take, sweetie, it's just like the N word.
you're
Certain
not going to use
generations
that with
don't
me.
like that. They don't want to hear that because they have gone through that.
Right. Well, the F word can be offensive. Queer is not offensive to me, but if someone asks me not to, I don't use it. But if somebody, I'm not, I respect people's
I
wishes, but
did.
it's not offensive to me, and I don't use it. So
I did.
I don't
I
even really cuss. So,
that they use it now to categorize everybody, and it's
but
like
we don't have any control over that. That is the white gay agenda. Like we don't have a say over that.
you have
We
a
didn't
say
have a say over those
Oh,
letters.
I got to
say
say.
over
Oh, I got to
anything.
say.
You only address. You only allow people to do you how you want to be called.
No, I